today I'm excited because we're going to be testing out, I think, like 8 new releases, and 5 of these I actually have bottles of. The other 3 I just have decants for, but either way, I'm very excited to test them out and share my thoughts about them. Some I've worn several times and some I haven't worn at all. So it's kind of like a mix of first impressions and like second, third impressions. But either way, we're going to start with one that I know a lot of people have been anticipating, and that's from the House of Mugler. And this is Angel Ice Star. So this year, instead of going with the like Angel Au Croisier, or however you say it, sort of name again, they decided to change it up, but it's essentially their summer flanker of Angel. And this one right away, first of all, the bottle caught my eye, but I thought, you know what, this sounds like I might like it. I guess I like both the previous year's versions, but I really like the 2019, the more like mango-y one. And this one I think is kind of similar to that. So first of all, this was created by my perfume boyfriend, Quentin Biche, as well as Louise Turner. And right away, oh, this is really nice. So it's definitely similar to the past 2 years' releases. It has a lot of overlap with them in that it's very fruity. This one does indeed smell a little bit like a pina colada. There's like pineapple and coconut in here, but also it has this sort of like creamy vanillic, which I guess the coconut could be creamy too, but it's like kind of creamy vanillic quality. And then it's still, you can tell, is kind of laid on top of that patchouli praline sort of Angel base. I will say that like if you don't like Angel, I think you should still sample, don't blind buy, but sample this one as well as the Angel Au Croisier 2019 and 2020, because although Angel has grown on me over the years and now I actually like it, even when I still didn't like it, I liked the 2019 version and then the 2020 and now this one, the Angel Ice Star. So I like them all. Now, I would not wear them most of the year. These are, to me, very summery fragrances. So I tend to only reach for them when it is kind of like June, July, August are the main months where I wear these fragrances. But it just makes me smile because it does smell like I'm having a delicious pina colada in the summertime on a beach somewhere, which I haven't been to in a really long time, and I would like to go. The next new release is from the House of Goldfield and Banks. They're an Australian niche brand, and it's called Silky Woods. This is, I'm sorry, it's super reflective. There we go. Super reflective and a fingerprint magnet, so just, you know, apologies for all of that, but oh my God, this one is fantastic. I did sample this before I bought it and I have worn it a bit, so, you know, I have a little bit more experience with this one. This, if you like vanilla, is one you'll want to check out. This is like this sort of suede vanilla combo. It's woody. I think there's a little bit of tobacco in here. And, you know, I do think that there's a little bit of like a saffron-y oud touch to it. I do believe that's in here, but you can pick it up a little bit, but it's like not off-putting to me at all. It just adds some depth and richness to it. I think there is a little bit of spice in here as well, but mostly it's just this really, really rich, like in terms of like full-bodied, not like sweet, but this like full-bodied sort of vanilla, tobacco-y suede thing going on. I would say those are the main things that I pick up. Probably the suede more than the tobacco even. And it's, like I said, a bit woody too, a little bit spicy, that kind of thing. But yeah, wow, this is just beautiful. So if you do like a lot of sort of vanillic, like not sweet, but more like cooking vanilla or, you know, like a Madagascar vanilla kind of fragrance, then I think you should check out Silky Woods. I did a live first impressions sampling on this house a little over a week ago. So I will link that if you want to know about their other fragrances, but I did not talk about Silky Woods in that one because it didn't come in the Discovery set. So this is their newest release, but I really, really like it. Shout out to Dave from Callie's Groom Room. He's the one that first introduced me to this fragrance and is the reason why I bought a sample to start with. So if you haven't watched his videos, I will link his channel down below and you can check him out. All right, I don't know what in God's name possessed me to buy this fragrance, but I was at Burlington. I don't even know why I was there because I went to TJ Maxx and it was next door. And I was like, well, why not? Let's just go over to Burlington. Anyway, I went to Burlington. I found this fragrance here. It's a big old bottle. This is 100 mils of Rachel Zoe Warrior. And I blind bought it like an idiot. The reason why I did is because although there weren't many reviews, I looked it up. I was like, I don't even know what this is. But I looked it up on Fragrantica because I was curious. I was like, what in the heck is this thing? Looked it up, and some people were saying it kind of smelled a little bit like Angel. And I was like, okay, like, you know, this big bottle, not too expensive. It wasn't the cheapest they had there, but it wasn't too expensive. Kind of smells like Angel. I'll give it a try. Like, it had decent ratings for what was there. Okay. I have worn this a couple times. I don't think it smells bad. I think that this is perfectly pleasant, and I think that it won't offend anybody, but it's very, 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 very light. It's like if you were to sort of, I can kind of see the relation, not a lot, but I can kind of see the relation to Angel. I don't know if I said Alien before. I meant Angel if I said Alien, but it kind of, I can see the relationship between this and Angel in a way. But it's like if you took the dial and you took it from 11 all the way down to 1. That's what I get with this one. I think that this does have some citrus, some fruits maybe. I would say there is patchouli in here. I can detect that. There's probably some, it smells like florals anyway. I don't think there's praline in this. I don't think there's anything chocolatey. Maybe there is. Maybe, I don't know. It's so light, it's hard to smell much of anything. And I did wear this, like I said, and I sprayed it a lot on me. And it was always very, very light. Like even when I sprayed a lot of it, it didn't really help. So I think, you know, maybe for like a very young person, like a teenager. Now, you know, if you're an adult and you want to wear this, go for it. Like it's very light and some people want something very, very light. But in this particular scent profile, like with what they're going for, I want it to be a little bit more than what it is. But like maybe if you work somewhere where you really aren't supposed to be wearing fragrance, or like I said, maybe a younger person who doesn't really want to wear anything too heavy, I think this might be a good option. It's not going to offend anybody, mostly because it's very light and most people won't smell you. But the scent itself, I don't find unpleasant. I just wish I could smell it more, to be quite honest. So anyway, that's Rachel Zoe Warrior. I have no clue who created this one, or Silky Woods, by the way. I wish they would say, especially like coming from Goldfield and Banks, they're a niche house. I really want them to start saying who their perfumers are. But anyway, let's move on to the next one. All right, so we're going to go from a flop to one that really kind of blew my mind. Now, this one is from the house of Zaharoff, and it is called Signature Rose. And just to be completely honest here, George Zaharoff did send this to me just as a gift. Didn't ask for a review or anything, just sent it as a gift. And holy cow, this is fantastic. Let me go ahead and spray it. I have worn this a couple times, and you don't have to spray on a lot to get it to last all day. This one, much unlike the last, you can smell it right away. It will stay on all day long. It will develop, like it, changes. This is amazing. So if you like rose scents, and again, this is very much unisex. Like typically in the past, Zaharoff fragrances have been masculine leaning. Like obviously there's, Signature Pour Homme, for example. But this one, I think anybody can wear. I think men and women. I think the Z Creator ones are all very unisex too, but this one especially is very, very unisex. So this was created by Cloud Musk. I'm not sure how you say his last name, but this is like, you get rose, you get myrrh. I think there's like a little bit of amber in here, definitely some vanilla. There's a woody quality to it. And it almost, I don't think it does have, well, I don't know, like incense or anything like that, but there's something sort of resinous to it in a way. It's sweet. It's a sweet jammy style rose a bit, but not too sweet. And like I said, there's like this myrrh in here. Oh God, it makes it so nice and gives it depth. That amber sort of accord that's in here gives it depth. And it just really warms up on the skin. And the first time I tried this, I literally put one spray on my hand because I got it in the mail. I was like, oh, let's test this out. I'm curious. And I was immediately like mesmerized by it. It was so good. And like that one spray all day long. It didn't matter. I had on other stuff that day. I had on other stuff. That was all I could smell. So if you want like a very like strong, well-performing fragrance that, you know, is a delicious, maybe not delicious is the right word, but just a fantastic, beautiful rose scent, then check out this Zaharoff Signature Rose. Holy crap. Like, very impressed with this one. And you know, I would say that this one, I mean, I wore it in the high heat and I was fine with it. It didn't overpower me, but I only like put on a couple sprays. So I would say that for the most part, I would probably wear this more fall through spring, not as much in the summer. But if you go light on it, I think you'll be fine in the summer too. It's just, like I said, it is strong. So keep that in mind and be careful not to overspray so that you don't like really, you know, overpower everything around you in the summertime anyway. But this, I can tell already, is really going to cut through the cold in the winter, and I think it's going to be really beautiful and uplifting. But yeah, this is a pretty sexy rose fragrance. And like I said, I'm not really sure that there's incense in here, but there is something like resinous to me. It kind of reminds me of like a rose incense combo. Really, really nice. So check that one out, Zaharoff Rose. Probably this one. And I don't know, there are a few other good ones I have for you actually. But I was gonna say this one in the Silky Woods might be my 2 favorite that I'm talking about today, but there's a couple others that I really like too, and we'll get to those right now. So we're gonna stick with the same perfumer, Cloud or Dur, I think it's Deer, I don't know. Anyway, this is a fragrance that I picked up at Target of all places. And you know, they do have some decent fragrances there. I have done a video on the whole like Solo Notes line, or maybe not the whole thing, but close to the whole line. So I can link that if you're interested, but those are available at Target and they're 20 bucks each. And I think that not all, but some of them are good value. And now there's this new line called Mix Bar, and that's what this comes from. Now I will tell you, I have tried them all, and as a whole, I'm not that impressed. But there are a couple scents in there that I really liked, and the one that I like the most is this one here. It's called Cloud Musk. This is definitely my favorite. Performance is not great on it, but it's better than some of the other ones. A few that I tried that I thought I might like there's a, can't remember what it's called, but there's like one that's something woods, and then the vanilla one. Those two did not last at all. Like, I put them on when I was in the store to like test them out, and before I even left the store, I was like, where'd it go? I can't find it. But this one sticks around a bit longer. Not fantastic longevity, but definitely longer. However, it smells amazing. So this obviously, oh, it's really nice. This is really nice for, I think, an $18 fragrance at Sephora, and I believe it's 50 mils. You can see, like, look at this dent I put in this already. Now, I will tell you, this is because I've been using it at night. This has been my bedtime scent, and so not only will I spray myself, but I'll spray like my pillow and my sheets, and it's really nice for that. So that's why there's a huge dent in it already. And also, like, it was pretty inexpensive, so I'm not shy when I spray this. I'm like going to town on it. So anyway, this is like Musk and Tonka, and it's so good. I think there's a little bit of iris in this too, which you know I love. So you have Musk, I love, Tonka, I love, iris, I love, you know, winning combo. I think it's a little bit woody as well. It's like kind of sexy in a way, but also very calming. And that Tonka does give it a little bit of a spice. Like, it's a little powdery, but also like a little bit of a spice to it in a way that really makes it quite interesting. I was impressed with this one for 18 bucks. I will tell you that. Now, like I said, the majority of the line I was not impressed with at all. And I was like, I'd much rather spend the $20 on the Solo Notes than the $18 on most of the Mix Bar. But I think the other one, if I remember correctly, it's been a while since I tested them. I think the other one that I liked was, or that I thought was a little bit better, was maybe the Blackberry one? I don't know. But the Rose, which I love Rose, that one was kind of disappointing. The Vanilla, the Woods one were disappointing to me. And there were a couple others, but I don't remember the names off the top of my head. But yeah. This one was the only one that really stood out, like, oh dang, this is good for $18. So that's Cloud Musk. And again, it's from Mix Bar, which I think is only available at Target right now. All right, so that was the last of my new release bottles that I've acquired over the last, I don't know, month, 2, 3. But let's now talk about some of these samples that I have. The first one I want to talk about is Musk Therapy from Initio. And I'll be honest, when this first came out, I thought, you know what? Not even really that interested, because and you might remember this in some of my declutter videos, I've just kind of fallen out of love with Initio. I've had many fragrances, like bottles. I've had bottles of many of their fragrances that at one point I really liked. I've had Atomic Rose, Side Effect I really loved for a long time, Rehab. What's another one that I had? Shoot, there's another one. Oh, Psychedelic Love I had. I think that's what it was called. Anyway, I've had several of their fragrances in bottles, and I really liked them when I first got them, but over time I fell out of love with them. So anyway, long story short, I wasn't super intrigued when this came out because I thought, probably not gonna like it. But recently, I got a tiny sample of it from Lucky Scent in my order, and I was like, oh dang, this is good. And so then I ordered this decant from Max Aroma so that I could really test it out on skin, because you all know the Lucky Scent samples, they're not too generous. So I really wanted to test it out. And this is fantastic. I really, really like it. Now, the longevity is not fantastic, but it smells amazing. Which is interesting because usually I have no issue with the actual performance of Initios, but the scent itself kind of gets like maybe a bit much, a bit overpowering, maybe a bit synthetic over time to my nose. Whereas this is kind of the other way around. The scent itself I like more than how it performs, but it performs all right. Like, I'm not gonna complain, it's good enough. So anyway, what does this smell like, right? So obviously it's musky. It's like a white musk, a very clean musk. Nothing really dirty or animalic to me in this one. And then I get a lot of citrus and florals, like not anything indolic, but maybe white florals. I'm not positive, but it kind of smells like there might be some sort of white floral in here. But again, not heady, not indolic. If it were, I probably wouldn't like it, but I love this. So I get the citrus, the white floral, the musk. And then I think that there is something in here. It's maybe sandalwood, because there is something in here that gives it sort of a creaminess. And I think it might be sandalwood because it's like got a woody touch to it as well. But wow, I really love this right now, like in the summertime. This to me is really great. I prefer wearing this during the day when I've been testing it. I mean, sure, you can wear it at night if you want, but personally, I've just enjoyed it the most during the day when it's hot. But yeah, this is just really nice. Probably because of the citrus, I like it more during the day, but yeah. I love this scent. Not sure that I'm wanting to pay the initial prices for a full bottle yet, but I'm definitely going to be using up my decant, and there's a good chance that if I still love it as much when I finish this as I do right now, that I will eventually pick up a bottle. All right, next let's do one that the nice lady at Sephora made me a little sample of here. This is the new Replica from Maison Margiela. It's called Autumn Vibes. And based on the notes, I thought, okay, maybe I will, not the full bottle, but I was like, maybe I'll blind buy a travel spray. But when I actually went to the store, they had a tester there, and it didn't look like they had them in store yet online. Like it said online only, but there was a tester in the store I went to. So I asked the nice lady, like I said, to make me a sample, and she gladly did. And I'm glad I didn't blind buy it. I'll just say that. I don't hate it. I do not hate this fragrance. I don't necessarily think it's a bad fragrance, but it smells like other things I've smelled. I don't like it as much as, like, say, By the Fireplace and Jazz Club. But I think, you know, it's sort of the Replica offerings, it's closest to those. But this is less interesting to me. So this one does have like a spiciness to it. I think it's maybe cardamom, maybe pepper. It has some spice to it, but also it's got this sort of, it's not orris. I think it's carrot seed that was cited in here, and it kind of smells like that. You know how like sometimes, well, and often carrot seed and orris are paired together, but how sometimes like orris root can kind of go carrot seedy. It smells like that, which I don't necessarily dislike because I do like orris quite a bit, or iris, but there's like, I don't know, there's like this mossiness to it. It's a little bit woody, but it's not what, like, this doesn't smell like autumn to me. I guess that's my beef with this. Like, it's spicy, but not in the autumn spice way. Like, I want like pumpkin spice, right? Maybe not that, but I mean, I'm fine with that. Don't get me wrong. But you know what I mean? Like, I was thinking like more nutmeg, cinnamon, maybe even clove, things like that. Maybe kind of like that crispness of the air, crispness. I don't know if I enunciated that well, but you know, the crispness of the air in the fall, and kind of even like maybe smoky touches. Cause like a lot of times there's like people burning leaves and stuff like that. That's what I was expecting. And that is not what this smells like to me. This does have spice, but it's like more dry, not really sweet like I would associate kind of with fall. And like I said, there's like this weird mossiness to it that just doesn't say fall to me. I don't know. I don't know what this perfume is saying. It's not bad. I don't hate it, but I do not like it. And I will not be buying it. So that's unfortunate. I was really excited about this one, but not for me. Some people might really like this. It is different from their other offerings. Like I said, I mean, it's most similar to Violet Fireplace and Jazz Club, I suppose, but it is different from them. So yeah, it's something new for the house, just not for me. All right, the last new release I'm going to talk about today is one that you all are probably somewhat curious about because it seems like it's starting to get hyped a little bit. This is from BDK and it's called Velvet Tonka. Now, much like Initio, BDK has been a house that I've kind of fallen out of love with. There's something about the DNA in both that is becoming, or has become, a little bit as a whole off-putting to me. Maybe not in every single fragrance that they have, but kind of in terms of their DNA as a whole, I maybe have fallen out of love with. So I wanted to try Velvet Tonka though, because it sounded promising, and I have really enjoyed at some point various BDK fragrances. I still have Wood Jasmine, and I do like that scent, although I mentioned I'm thinking about decluttering it. I liked Rouge Smoking for a long time. I really liked that fragrance, but it kind of, you know, like I said, I just kind of fell out of love with it. Tobacco Rose is another one. And honestly, I don't think I've smelled anything from BDK or Initio that I don't like I hate. It's just a matter of like, I don't know, like I said, there's just kind of something off-putting to me now. Anyway, let's talk about Velvet Tonka. So this is BDK's newest release. I think it was created by Alexandra, is it Carlin? I think is her name. And I was really excited because I love Tonka and Velvet Tonka sounds amazing, but I don't love it. I don't hate it. I don't dislike it. This is, again, very much in that kind of like, it's okay line for me. And, you know, although BDK is more affordable than Initio, it's still at a price point that I'm not going to buy it if it's just okay. This is very almondy. Like, it smells like almonds more than Tonka. Like, it smells like a lot of fragrances that I have with almond in there. It's like almond. I think there is some sort of a floral in here. I think it's orange blossom. It smells like orange blossom that's in here. It could be neroli, but it's probably orange blossom because it's not really that off-putting to me. There's a little bit of a tobacco-y vibe, which, you know, I'm all about that. I'm fine with that. And I can get the Tonka. It's in there. But to me, I get almond more than anything. It smells like an almond-forward fragrance to me. I would say there's like a little bit of a vanilla quality to it. And again, overall, it's not bad. But there is something in it that almost kind of gives me a little bit of like a headache in a way, like a little sinus pressure-y kind of headache thing going on. And I'm sure it's some sort of ingredient that they're using, but it's the same thing with the Initio. It's the same thing that sometimes Tiziana Terenzi, Montal fragrances, they can do, where it's like, maybe it's just like a bit overpowering or something that they're using kind of bothers me after a while. And the same thing's happening here. I think it smells overall okay. I think it smells all right, but it's not anywhere close to what I was hoping for. I thought this was going to be like for sure a love, and it's not. It is definitely not. Now, I do think a lot of people will love this fragrance. It won't surprise me if this does get hyped quite a bit, but I am telling you right now, I do not think it's a safe blind buy. I think some people will really, really like it, but I think some people who blind buy this are going to be very disappointed. So my recommendation is, you know, do what I did, get a decanter, a sample somewhere, give it a try and see if you think it will work for you, if this sounds interesting to you, because there are a lot of notes in here that I really like. Like, I love almond, I love Tonka, I love tobacco, and those things to me are all present here. And vanilla, like I can get vanilla in this too. I love all those notes, but something about this particular combination is just not working for me. So that's kind of unfortunate. I was looking forward to that, and the bottle's freaking beautiful. If I remember, I'll put a picture somewhere, but the bottle's gorgeous. However, I will not be purchasing that one. So as a whole, definitely some wins here. I think, well, I would say half and half, right? So I really like the Angel Eye Star. I think that one's really nice. I love Silky Woods. I love the Signature Rose. And then I also really, really like, actually it's more than half. I really love this Cloud Musk and the Musk Therapy. I really like both of those. But the Zoe Warrior, not good. Well, again, it's not bad. It's just, you can't smell it very much. Doesn't smell bad though. And then the Replica by the Fireplace, not what I was expecting. It's not bad, but just not for me. And the BDK Velvet Tonka. Again, some people will probably really like this, but it's not for me, and it's kind of a letdown. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed hearing my thoughts on these new releases. If so, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Don't forget to hit that notification bell as well. And if you didn't like this video, you're probably not still watching, but go ahead and give it a thumbs down if you are, because I feel like if you watched it to this point and you're like, God, I really hate this video, I feel like at that point, that's a fair judgment if you watch the whole thing. Go ahead and give it a thumbs down. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great week, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.